How's it going, ladies and Bruces? I'm Bobby Sixkilla and welcome back to the life and suffering of Sir Brante, although it seems at least the suffering of being in poverty is no longer an issue to us because we are unbelievably wealthy now, if nothing else. And we've made some powerful friends who are also very wealthy. Over the past few years, your family has grown wealthy beyond imagination. Whatever money you had, Freudian slip, whatever money you had, you took good care of and made more, all thanks to your uncanny aptitude for profit. The word hardship is long forgotten at home. Whatever luxury you crave, you can afford it. The entire city knows that the Brante family is an affluent one. That's another reason for them not to like us, I guess. It is late in the evening on a sultry summer day. The sun is set, but the heat still lingers in the garden. Father slowly measures the porch with his steps, striding from one corner to the other. My son, look how we've prospered. If you ask me, we Brantes have grown too used to our humble way of life. We don't have to be thrifty anymore. Let's invest our wealth in the family. We won't soon run out of money anytime. You've done so much to ensure our prosperity, son. It's only fair that you decide where we should invest our fortune. You cast a glance over the family estate, thinking, how will you spend your wealth? Ooh, host a gala. A gala. Invest in a house. Invest in the house, a family of means. Unity up, wealth down, willpower up. Cool. Host a gala. You also get the family of means, wealth down, reputation up, willpower up. Expand the library. Oh, now we're talking. Family of means, wealth down, theology, diplomacy, manipulation, scheming, eloquence, and valor. All up. Now that is a stat boost. Although we could get some of that reputation back that I kind of threw away when we did those leaflets or whatever. Nah, screw it. Let's get some stats, baby. I'm going to invest in my own knowledge. Ever since you were a boy, the books from Father's library have served you well. Their pages told you how the ancient wars were fought, how the world works, what the twins have taught us. These books have taught you so much. Without them, you would not be who you are today. You decide to invest in a new family library. After all, your current book collection is rather worn and limited, with many crucial titles missing. You buy new bookcases, spacious and built to order, and enlist the help of many booksellers. Their goods are rare and demand a high price, but money is no object now. Carefully, you seek out and choose the books to add to the family collection. You hope that it serves future generations of Brantes well. Soon, you're aglow with pride as you walk past your latest and greatest treasure. Look at all the knowledge brought together on these shelves. And now it is all here, always within reach. You spend many days and nights with the new books, essays and treatises on war and theology, biographies and speeches of humans and Arknians of note. They all contain priceless lessons that you soon commit to memory. Boom! Stats up. I think my manipulation and diplomacy are pretty much already maxed out, but these low ones can definitely do with a boost, you know? The Brante family becomes known throughout the city for its wealth. And we went back down to 9, but we'll get it back up again, don't you worry. Oh man. Deafening silence fills your home. You're standing by Mother's bedside, so are Father, Gloria, and Nathan. For an entire day, Mother has been feverish, barely conscious. Gloria never leaves her side. Not even for a minute. Nathan has never stopped drinking, so he can offer your sister his awkward help. Mother's health deteriorated greatly over the past year, and the fighting in the family home has dealt a great blow to her. She's been bedridden for a month. You've been to every doctor and folk healer, but no one can help her. They all tell you the same thing. Lady Lydia's life is in the hands of the twins now. If she passes away, she will not come back. And so you wait by Mother's bed in sorrow, hoping that you'll regain consciousness. There is a long silence that no one has the courage to break. Then, at last, you hear Nathan's meek voice. Mother, it's me, Nathan. Can you hear me? Mother suddenly rises on her elbows. She looks around, her eyes unseeing, beads of sweat forming on her pale forehead. My son, where are you? Nathan takes Mother by a thin, emaciated hand. She leans closer to look at him, struggling to recognize his face. Stefan, are you playing with your younger brothers in the garden? You must be all dirty. Come here. You may not be my son, but I care for you as though you were my own. Oh, what a nice, happy family we have. A blessing from the twins. Nathan is unsure of what to do or say. Father strokes his wife's hair. His eyes are two orbs of searing, indescribable pain. You're a little confused, Lydia. This is Nathan, and the children are all grown up now, remember? Mother's eyes were bright and alive just now, but the next moment they grow dim again. Her head falls weakly back onto the pillow. You're right, my husband. The children grew up, but I was never able to teach them how to live in peace with each other. I let you down, Robert. You made a mistake when you took me into your home. You saved my daughter and me from a life of poverty, and how did I repay you? Gloria cannot take it anymore. What are you saying, Mother? Don't you dare blame yourself. You did your best. You did all you could. Father looks away, unable to hold back the deluge of tears. Mother's voice, so faint now, calls out to you. And Brucey, where is he? With great care, you move closer to Mother. You answer her quietly. You're here, right by your side. Brucey, I'm so happy to know that you're here. I always knew greatness awaited you. Ever since you were a little boy, what a shame I won't be there to see it. I couldn't save the Brante family. I will face my punishment at my final judgment, but don't worry, my dears. I'm ready to stand before the twins. Lydia Brante's voice trails off. No longer a voice, just a final whisper of life. Will you accept your mother's death? Or will you find a way to fight for her life? Oh, I can't do any of this. Our unity's way too low. Way too low. There's nothing I can do. Your heart aches and grows numb as you realize the inevitable. There's nothing you can do to help your dying mother. There's nothing that would give her strength. Your family has grown weak from all the spite and strife that has filled your home. Even now, at Mother's deathbed, you can feel the enmity, disappointment and anger driving your family apart. Children, accept this humbly. Her voice trails off, her eyes grow dull. Her cold hands release yours, fall onto the bed and grow still. The last emotion on Mother's face is a sadness born of exhaustion. A scream of despair rips itself out of Gloria's throat. We did this to her. We fought so much that we killed her. Me, Stefan, Brucey. Nathan yelps with grief. He runs away howling. Father slowly sits and takes his late wife's hands in his. His tears flow no more. His eyes stare far into the distance, empty and bleak. Lydia. You mourn her together, but alone. You leave the house to roam the garden, empty and numb. Mother has left this world for the peak of the pillar to face the twins' judgment. She spent all her life preparing for this journey, but now her mortal life has ended. She is no longer here. Never again will she gather her family at the table. Never again will she offer a word of solace in trying times. Never again will she greet you with her quiet, humble smile. You bury your face in your hands. Lydia Brante, your mother, has left this world. Relations -1. Come on, man, you can't hate me anymore. What? Why is everybody hating me more? I didn't kill her. Jesus, you'd think I was standing there holding a pillow over her face. Oh no. That's probably not good. Your mother has lost her fight to the severe illness. She will never return from the hereafter. Our unity's at 0. Is that bad? I feel like that's bad. Yes, it's bad. Family falls apart. The tension at home has become insufferable. Everyone in your family has been driven to the brink by the unending bickering and fighting. Even the smallest family matter is bound to provoke hours of arguments and a drove of mutual insults. Tonight you can already hear it from the doorstep. Screams of fury, shrill sobbing. You watch Father run down the stairs. He's absolutely livid. Twins grant me strength. How am I supposed to get along with my own family now? You ask what brought it on this time, but all your question does is draw Father's ire upon you. Of course you have no idea what's going on. You're doing nothing, Brucey. Nothing at all return peace to this family. You're just fanning the flames. Father stops himself before he can utter another word. He hurries to his study. The door shuts and locks. At last, the house is quiet, but is far from calm. Oh, Stefan just went down again. Lydia can't go down. She's dead. That was already at -5. Oh, Nathan, come on, man. We're homies. Gloria, what? After everything I've done for you? Oh my god. Fuck, I'm just standing here being hated doing nothing. Oh, here we go. A broken branch. This is about to bite us in the ass. The sitting room is brightly illuminated by dozens of candles. Today, the tapestry bearing the Brante family crest, an oak branch wrapped in chains, hangs above the fireplace. The petitions have been granted and the paperwork is ready. Today, Gloria will join the Brante family and become your father's lawful daughter. The entire family is gathered together except for Stefan. Ever since you and Gloria got your way, your older brother has spent less and less time at home, preferring to take prolonged trips or visit his noble friends. It's really sad that Lydia died before she could see Gloria actually enter the family properly. Gloria is standing by the fireplace, clothed in a modest black dress, quite unlike her usual trousers and men's jacket. Even her hair is braided today. For the sake of this momentous occasion, she is behaving as reservedly as she can, though she often glances at you with gratitude. Father steps forward solemnly and makes a speech as the family watches in profound silence. Come closer, Gloria, and become a branch of the Brante family tree. Gloria kneels humbly before the man that she has called Sir Robert all her life. He holds his hand in front of her face, as the ceremony demands. From this day forth, you shall be a full member of this family, your fate now bound with ours. Wear your name with honour, and may the Brante family prosper with you. Gloria leaves a filial kiss on the fingers of his outstretched hand. Now rise, Gloria Brante. Slowly, gracefully, confidently, Gloria rises to her feet. For the first time since childhood, she looks and seems like your older sister. With a smile, Father at last embraces his adopted daughter as a parent. Gloria warmly responds to his embrace, then hurries to you. Brucey, we're legally brother and sister now. I owe it all to you. I swear I'll never forget what you've done for me. Didn't you just... Your relationship with me went down 2 points fucking moments ago. I promise I'll be more careful from now on. I'll only do what's best for the family whose name I bear. You answer her without hesitation. Gloria has always been your family. All you did was make it official. Your sister squeezes your hand in excitement. This is her day. The day she has been waiting for all her life. Loud, thudding steps echo in the foyer. The doors swing open. Stefan stands on the doorstep. Your elder brother, now haggard-looking and covered in the dust of the road, casts a tired gaze over the faces of the family gathered around the fireplace. So, it seems I've arrived at the very moment of triumph. Would you look at that? Already celebrating the day the Brante family lost its honour, eh? Gloria stands between you and him, brave and confident, hands on her hips. She has no reason to be afraid of Stefan's fury now. We are celebrating the fact that no member of this family can now toss another member out into the street. Stefan allows himself a bitter chuckle. Gloria, how typical of you. You've cut off your nose to spite your face. And my brother Brucey is just the same. You've all robbed our bloodline of our noble future. You've ruined everything Sir Gregor Brante paid for in sweat and blood. If it weren't for him, we would have nothing. Stefan's face grows crimson as he says these words. It takes him a moment, albeit a brief one, to compose himself and continue. But, what's done is done. Our honour is already lost. From now on, I will have no further connection to your family. I'm leaving for the capital. Nothing will ever make me visit this home again. I suppose it's time for my farewells then. Stefan, wait, don't be ridiculous. You're my eldest son and heir. And what, pray tell, am I to inherit, father? You robbed us all of our hereditary title, right? Which, when it was within our grasp. But I don't blame you. You're just a victim of my brother's schemes. Or do you disagree, Brucey? Stefan delivers this furious tirade from the doorway. One step away from leaving. What will you tell Stefan before he departs forever? Maintain family ties. I can't do that, because he hates me. And unity's at 0. Several ties. Reputation goes to -10. Holy fuck. If I click that, our unity drops back to 0, our reputation drops to 0, I become the new heir. Stefana severs all ties. Robert hates me again, more, somehow, which is impossible. Gloria likes me more, which is nice because she started disliking me because our mother died or something. Alright, well, it's not like we have a choice anyway, right? Coldly snap back at Stefan that if a title was all your brother ever wanted from this family, then he doesn't deserve to bear the family name. All Stefan has brought to the Brante family is strife, animosity, and scorn. For the sake of his ambition, he was ready and willing to sacrifice anything, anyone, all under the pretense of protecting his family. Good riddance. There's no place for him here. Stefan meets your lengthy speech with surprising calm. When you are done, a bitter grin appears on his face once again. You'll never understand what it means to be a nobleman, Brucey. But you're right about one thing. This is no longer my concern. It's high time I did something for myself. I am still the son of Amelia Alborn. I should ask my uncle, Sir Alborn, to grant me his family name. He will not refuse me. I shall forge a new fate for myself, one without any of you in it. Stefan studies each of you as though trying his best to remember this moment forever. His face reflects a fleeting moment of regret, but it is quickly replaced by decisiveness. I cannot reject this blood type. It flows in my veins now, but I can reject all of you. Sir Robert Brante, you are no longer my father or my patriarch. Brucey, Nathan, you are my brothers no more, and I will make sure everybody knows it. Stefan removes a ring bearing the family seal from his finger and hurls it into the roaring fireplace. Then he glances at each of you one last time before turning away and walking briskly outside. A moment later, you hear hooves clattering against cobblestones, growing quieter as they recede into the distance, and then a long silence marred only by the crackling of the fireplace. Father collapses into a chair, overcome with grief. Well, he just lost his wife a minute ago as well, so, everything is falling apart. My eldest son has rejected our family. Ye gods, what did I do to anchor you so? Gloria steps carefully toward her foster father. Her hands come to rest on his shoulder. He puts it to his face as tears begin to flow. I hope Stefan would come to accept our decision, but a hereditary title means more to him than our family's happiness. We won't make the same mistake he did. We will weather the scorn of the noble families with dignity. We will remain united in this home no matter what. Yes, Father, that we will. Our family does their best to console each other, but the celebration is ruined. Eventually you go to your room to sleep, but a flood of memories keep slumber at bay. You remember Stefan leading you by the hand through the yard. You remember sitting at the big table on the porch, poking each other in the arm. You remember marching through the streets of Anazot at night looking for Gloria. Now Stefan has left the family home, and Anazot never to return. This is the last you will ever hear of the man who used to be your elder brother. Whoa. Our reputation was so high that it immediately dropped to 0. Or not 0, -10. Disgraced. Gloria Brante. Cool. Robert adopts Gloria and she becomes a full-fledged Brante. At least that's good. Man, everything just fell apart. Stefan has left the house of Brante and went to seek his fortune in the capital. Look, I've got machinations to get back to here. The Mark of Dishonor. Oh, because our reputation hit 0 now. Recent events have dealt a crushing blow to the reputation of the Brante family. You have slipped into the realm of infamy and disgrace. So far, the noble families of the city have patiently endured your transgressions, but now you have lost face in their eyes. Noble society is eager to bring your every dusty scandal back into the light. Old offences, ancient grievances, and naturally, Father's marriage to Lydia Brante and Gloria's noble origins. And they have surely not forgotten that the sons of Robert and Lydia Brante, Brucey and Nathan, were born out of wedlock. None of the nobles will ever say this to your face, of course. Their behaviour will seem perfectly ordinary, on the surface. But no matter where you go, you will be followed by scornful glances and dismissive whispers. We have to accept this and humbly bear this burden. All hope of being ennobled by the sword is lost. No matter what we do to restore our name, we will never wash away this mark of dishonour. Okay. I can live with that. The Brante name is dragged through the dirt, never to recover. It's okay, we're going to overthrow the nobles anyway, so it's all good. Don't worry about it. Oh, Thomas's wedding. That's exciting. This is a day you'll remember well. It began with a loud, impatient knock at the door. You're surprised to see Thomas paying a visit to your home. There is joy on his face as your old friend shakes your hand. Brante, it's been a while since I last saw you. I just got back to the city. I visited my folks and then ran straight here. Otten finally stopped hounding me. I sure hope this whole mess is over for good. You invite your friend in, but he gestures for you to wait, a sly smile on his face. I'm in a hurry right now, buddy. So much to do, so little time. I'll explain. I just got back from Sulmina. There was this girl in the village, a shopkeeper named Miri. She gave me shelter and I ended up falling head over heels in love with her. You congratulate your friend and pat him on the shoulder with joy. He laughs happily. My poor ma and pa, all their life they'd hoped I'd marry a noblewoman. I used to hope for that too when I was young. But now, I know some things matter more than noble titles. Miri's about to be my wife. You offer Thomas words of congratulation, but he suddenly grows serious. Otten's left me alone, but Miri and I will be better off far away from Anazot. I wasn't happy serving in the Legion anyway. I thought the nobleman's lot would set me free from suffering, and do the same for my descendants, but it just ain't that simple. I was less free than ever. I'll be better off as a commoner again, earning my living by the sweat of my brow. A farmstead might not be an estate, but the high and mighty won't ever set their sights on me again. I'll live my life in peace, just like I wanted. I got one last request from you, Brucey. You've done so much for me, but I'd be honoured if you'd witness to my wedding. Be a witness to my wedding vows before the twins. Of course. Of course. Your hand comes to rest on Thomas's shoulder. It would be an honour and privilege for you to be a witness at your friend's wedding, sorry. Thomas glows with joy. Wonderful. You've got no idea how much this means to me, Brucey. I gotta go get ready. Several days later, you follow your childhood friend to a smallish temple nestled on the edge of the brass district. He is wearing a plain white shirt. Needless luxuries are forbidden at the austere wedding ritual. You are both welcomed by the bride, a blonde-haired young woman. Innocence and hospitality written across her trusting face. The bride's parents stand further away, two aging villagers eyeing the streets of the big city with suspicion. Mary, meet Brucey Brante, my best friend ever since we were lads. He'll bear witness to our oaths before the twins. The bride greets you with a humble bow. The three of you step inside the temple. You close the doors behind you. Tradition demands no one else be allowed to attend the sacred wedding ritual. An amiable, aged priest by the name of Ignatius Aventini meets you inside. Thomas and Mary kneel before the altar. O twins, elder and younger, behold these two as they kneel before you. They beseech you to join them in eternal wedlock. The candle flames dance and quiver. You hear a strange murmur in the temple. The darkness beneath the vault of the temple ceiling swirls into two colossal shades. The bride and groom raise their eyes to them, awestruck. Thomas, dost thou swear thy loyalty to this divine union? I do. The bride assents to the same query. Your turn is next. You stand over the kneeling bride and groom and speak their names as the twins watch over you. Thomas Curator and Mary of Sulmina. One of the colossal shades leans over them, looming like a towering sword, while the other bursts into a beacon of blinding light that illuminates the temple from within. Thomas and Mary look into each other's eyes in amazement. From this moment forth, they are bound to one another by divine law, and divine love fills their hearts. In your sight of the twins, Thomas Curator and Mary Sulmina are now man and wife, as Brucey Brante bears witness. The stern, solemn ceremony is ended. It is time to celebrate. A humble but happy feast is to be held in the bride's village. The day gives way to night. You and Thomas leave the revel to enjoy a moment of quiet repose on the front porch. Your old friend looks off into the distance, hopeful. Yeah, remember how we fought in that yard over our little brothers? Look how much has happened since then. Both of you laugh as you recall the beginning of your friendship. Yeah, we punched each other in the face. I'll treasure those memories forever, I will. And you can be sure that my firstborn son will be named Brucey. Aw, Thomas chuckles, pondering. You and I, we grew up on the same street, but look how different we turned out. You have a say in other people's fates, Brante. Your name will surely be remembered, but me? I'm still a humble nobody, and you know what? I'm okay with that. I used to be so sure a man could never start over with a clean slate, but I guess I was wrong. I'll never forget you, Brucey Brante, and I'll never forget everything you've done for me. A tear runs down your friend's cheek. For the last time, Thomas embraces you. Tomorrow he will leave Onazot forever. Will you ever meet again? Nobody knows. Oh man, that's sad, but I'm glad I'm happy for him. You see Thomas off to his new life, far from all the danger and chaos. There you go, well, my fuck up that I did earlier, if I hadn't fucked that up, he'd be exiled and he wouldn't have got married and shit. So, you know, every fuck up has a silver lining, as they say. The last few months have been marked by a welcome absence of quarrelling at the Brante estate. Well, Stefan's gone. Your only concern these days is the price you had to pay for this peace. Today you come home late, wrung dry after a day of work and worry. Everyone is sound asleep. You're making your way to your bedroom when you hear a suspicious noise coming from Father's study. It's too late for Father to be working. You go to the door of the study, trying to tread softly and turn the knob. The room is brightly lit by the moon. You recognise your brother's clumsy silhouette above Father's desk in the moonlight. Nathan hears you come in and leaps to the side in fear. You see something glinting in his hands. Father's dagger? Oh, Brucey, it's you. Shh! I just took the dagger for a moment, don't worry. I know holding a weapon's against my lot. I don't mean anyone any harm. It's for me, actually. I have to go to the twins. Your younger brother clumsily turns the dagger around, holding it against his own body. You try to remain still. Nathan wants to take one of his own lives, but why? Not even sure how to say it, brother. I just can't find a place in this world. I'm always an outsider, always a waste of space. Isn't there some place for me in the twins' design? I can't stop thinking about it. I've been trying to understand them for so long. How am I supposed to live in their world? What is my place in their great plan? But I've only made things worse. I've meddled with the Markian sect. defied and rejected my lot, indulged in vice, but I found nothing there. The old faith, the new faith, the Father Mark's heresy, they all gave me all sorts of answers, but none of them worked. There's nothing else left for me now. I've got to go see the twins myself and ask them. I know I'm an affront to their plan, just because I'm alive, but I'll repent. I'll pray for their forgiveness. But the twins will never forgive, you tell Nathan softly. They never have, and they never will. You will be judged in the hereafter for every false step you take. Your younger brother sighs heavily. I know. Mother taught us that all our lives, but I still have to try. There's no other way. One of my lives isn't too big a price of it, if it works. I can't find any use for them anyway. See you soon, brother. Hope I'll be different when I come back. A cloud passes over the moon. Father's study grows dark, illuminated only by the shining light of the distant pillar. Nathan's body contorts awkwardly. He raises the dagger, aiming it at his own heart. Cool mother, she's dead. Mother recovers. Oh, okay, so she can recover. Cool. Protect your brother? I can't do that either. Why not? Because my theology's not high enough. I guess you're gonna die, my man. Sorry. At least my theology will go up, and next time I'll be able to do it if there ever is a next time. But he comes back hopeful, and he goes up one, so... I've given 2 lives for things that I thought were worth it. I get it. You take a step back. The life that Nathan is about to take belongs to him. He is free to do with it as he pleases. May he finally find an end to his desperate search for meaning. Nathan whispers a word of gratitude, barely audible, then a sharp exhale as he gets ready to strike. His hands guide the dagger awkwardly through the air and into his chest. The sharp tip reluctantly sinks into his flesh. A weak yelp escapes Nathan's throat. He staggers and falls, blood oozing out of the wound. Moments pass and Nathan's body dissipates as his mortal frame dissolves. He has departed to commune with the twins. What awaits him in the hereafter? You pick up Father's dagger, carefully wipe it clean and put it in the drawer of his desk where it belongs. When the skies begin to grow bright before the dawn, you go to the family crypt to welcome your brother back. Nathan is already there, lying atop the granite slab. Even made anew, his naked body is still just as thin, awkward, and feeble. He suddenly stands when he hears your footsteps. His eyes are shining with otherworldly light. I spoke to them, brother. I dared to address them as my soul rose up. I begged the twins for forgiveness, and they heard me. They did. And the elder, he reached out to me. He wanted to respond to me, I know he did. But the younger's sword stopped us. It cut the bond between us, and I fell. But I saw compassion in the elder's eyes as I fell, and he followed me. He shall descend to the lands again. He shall witness our suffering and bring his mercy. And then the world will change at last. Sounds like he's going to finally become a priest, which I think he was originally destined to do. Your younger brother shivers, almost convulsing with cold. You wrap him in a black cloak. Together, you return home before sunrise. No one in your family ever learns of Nathan's lesser death. Nathan stops wasting time in taverns with suspicious characters. He spends every day in ardent prayer. Again and again, his quiet voice speaks of the elder's coming return. The family watches the drastic change in their wayward son with great surprise. That's good. You need to start boosting that willpower back up. It's getting low. Oh my god, we've only got 1 more year of peacetime. Right. For over a year now, Anazad has been steadily simmering with unrest, like a soup pot over a well-stoked flame. Commoners flock to the squares in droves. The mobs grow bolder, demanding new freedoms and protection under the law. The last straw insurgents commit brazen acts hoping to overthrow the authorities. The noble gentry insisted that every mob be dispersed by force. They are ready to fight for their ancient privilege, sword in hand. In spite of this enormous pressure, Overseer Gaius Tempest remains highly reluctant to allow any bloodshed. But the common people are already too desperate. Even the age-old fear of the nobility's might is barely enough to keep them in check. More and more people are rejecting the lots and converting to the new faith, not to mention other stranger, more esoteric teachings and beliefs. New secret societies and clandestine gatherings appear every day. Printed pamphlets litter the streets, yet no one is rushing to subdue the citizens or punish the city, for now. Father Leonard has transformed the Temple of the Silver Tree into a new believer stronghold. He is no longer afraid to break the ban on preaching the new faith. His sermons now openly challenge the old faith. We've been here before and it didn't last. It seems the Church of the Twins is unable to recognise its great mistake. The lots must be abandoned as a relic of the past. The Twins granted everyone the freedom to choose their own path in this world, and I will not stop until this freedom is recognised throughout the Empire. The next Patriarch of Magra must be chosen by the parish, not the clergy. This is the will of the Twins, and it must be ours as well. Leonard intends to amend the old order of the Church and become Patriarch. His opponents, however, are beset by internal struggle and strife. The Inquisition is fighting a myriad of heresies, more of which appear every day. Not even the highest ranks of the faith are free from suspicion. The new faith, meanwhile, is steadily growing in numbers. People no longer fear being damned to the foot of the pillar for rejecting the divine design. The streets are restless and dangerous. Minds and souls are beset by confusion. The authorities argue and bicker amongst themselves. Conspiracies plague the city. Time marches on, and the change is coming. It cannot be stopped. Can you find a way to guide it in the right direction? The weight of a new age now rests upon your shoulders. I see. And with that, we need to wrap this episode up because we're out of time for today. But, you know, even though the entire family fell apart and our mother died and Stefan exiled himself, everything else is pretty good. You know, Thomas got married. Gloria is now an official part of the family. It's quite peaceful now. My father hates my guts. You know, it's all good. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one.